Your life has changed, right? How do you embrace change? Let's talk about it. I'm Michele Thill with Newland Wellness. Today, I'd like to talk to you about embracing change to help you move forward instead of fighting change. And it's understandable. I get it. You've been through a divorce. You've lost a partner. Your kids have flown the coop, or they may be in their last stages of being home with you and you're preparing to be an empty nester, or you've had a change with a job and a career, something you've held for a long time that you no longer do. And you look back now, missing what once was. And that's understandable, right? And it's something that is okay to do, but not stay there. Because when you do, when you only live in that past, you stay stuck. And of course, you didn't ask for this change, right? This change has come upon you. And we, as a society and a culture, is not used to embracing change. We fear change. We like things to be the same. We like to stay in that comfort zone, even if it's uncomfortable, because it's the familiar zone. It's what we know, what we've always known. We feel we have some control over it because we understand it's not foreign to us. And now you're living in a land that you're trying to figure out your placing, your footing there. And I'm here with you along the way. Oh, let me mute this. Hold on one second. Thank you. So I want to talk today about, I want to continue the conversation, because if you've been listening to me, and you can go to some of the past conversations, I've talked about creating the new normal, especially when that new normal has been thrust upon you, how you can play an active role now. You didn't maybe have a choice in what happened in your life. I didn't have a choice when my ex decided to leave. He was gone. And though I wanted things to work out, it didn't work out that way. And so it was a matter of me now creating my next chapter of my life. How does that sound? Does that sound overwhelming? You may already be feeling overwhelmed. Breathe. It's okay. I don't want to overwhelm you. I want to excite you. I want to start planting some seeds in you, as little as they may be, way in the back of your head even, that this time in your life is designed for you to create. How does that feel? Embrace that. You're already in a change. You can continue thinking what was. You can even kind of keep yourself stuck in what is. I want to help you see what could be. And if you follow along, what will be. As you take yourself in this new normal, if you will. And you're in this place, this is another conversation we've had of the no longer, but not yet. In that phase of figuring things out, to let you know, it's not some grand plan like the first half of your life. We've talked about this before. You've been through the milestones, the marriage, motherhood, career, all of the accomplishments you've had. And now is your time to have that best life, not adding more milestones, but adding to those milestones, the wisdom and experience. And now your best half is about joy. It's about fun. Oh, how does that sound? You may be listening to me thinking, Michele, you are off your rocker. I am nowhere in the state of joy. And where? What fun? This is all work and I'm scared. And though you're past, if you're someone listening to me, you're past the heartbreak and the shock of what just transpired, that life transition. And you're in the stage of figuring things out. And you're someone who also has the thoughts that things can be better. I just don't know how yet. And the hows come with taking each step at a time. It's not all figured out like it once was. There isn't that exact roadmap of milestones that you had in the first half of life, the second half of life. It's the breadcrumbs. It's the stepping out onto the path and taking one step at a time. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today was how your thoughts and what you believe not only shape where your life is, but it shapes where your life is going. I wrote this quote down. What you think about shapes the way you live your life. It starts directing the path that you're going in. So if you think you can't, I'm too old, this isn't right, this is unfair, you're going to go in a path that's going to lead you down the road of seeing all the examples of why you're correct in your thinking. Because we look for confirmation for what we're thinking. And what if I told you instead you're not too old? That you have a lot of experience to take with you on this journey. To go from I can't to not just I can. Because that doesn't feel right, does it? You can't just say I can't. No, I can. And all of a sudden you do. Instead, you go from I can't to I'm figuring this out. Doesn't that sound helpful? Doesn't that sound doable? Because when you start creating thoughts that are more open to possibilities, then you start embracing small doable steps to take that will show you that yes, I am still young, and yes, I have the ability to figure it out. There's two different types of mindsets. There's a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is one that feels my brain is hardwired, I can't do this, I'm too old, all of that's a fixed mindset. And when you move from a fixed mindset into a growth mindset, where you open up to possibilities, where you say, I can figure it out, you start rewiring your brain, because our brains were once thought to be hardwired, but instead we've learned through the science of neuroplasticity that we can actually rewire our brains. And it's by the thoughts that we have. When you start thinking different thoughts, you start changing your brain. And when you change your brain, you start changing your mind. And when you change your mind, you start changing your life. And it starts with your thoughts. Your thoughts matter most. And I'm here to help you on this journey to connect with how you're thinking, because how you're thinking then produces how you're feeling. How you're feeling then produces your actions. So if you think you can't, you're going to feel hopeless. You're going to feel like there's just no way. And therefore, you're going to stop yourself from taking any actions to move forward. And a lot of times, our thoughts are based on what's not true or no longer true. Let me give you an example. I have always been someone, since we are in a more tech-savvy world, who has had the story of, I'm just not tech savvy. I'm just not tech savvy. And I would look either to depend on others to help me not figure things out, do things for me. Or I just wouldn't even try because I'm just not tech savvy and I don't have somebody who can help me do this. And so therefore I just can't do it. Over time, I've realized that maybe I'm not a coder. Maybe I can't just jump on my website at the moment and fix everything. But I am more tech savvy than I thought. And I started adopting the mindset of I am becoming more tech savvy. And all of a sudden I realized as I opened my mind to that possibility that I can figure this out, or I will figure this out. All of a sudden, thoughts came to me to help me move forward on my own, imperfectly and brilliantly, all at the same time, to figure things out more. And I realized because I was opening up to being more tech savvy, that I was becoming more tech savvy. And I want you to take that story that I'm sharing and apply that to something that is holding you back in your life. You know, when my ex first left, I thought I'm never gonna make it on my own. I never lived alone or ever supported myself. How I'm never gonna be able to do that. What am I gonna do? And instead, I started to look at, well, who am I going to become? Who is gonna be that me that's gonna figure out how to live on my own for the first time and actually enjoy it? Who's gonna figure out how to support myself and the steps I needed to take to do that? Who right away didn't rush into another relationship just to have someone else save me, but instead to save myself. And I'm telling you, if I can do it, you can do it. Now is our time. If you're in a position where your life is transitioning for all the different reasons I've laid out earlier in our conversation, you can look at this as the end. And it is. It's the end of that first chapter. And now you're graduating. And you're moving into your next chapter. And your first chapter might very well have been written for you by society, by our culture, by our family, by our parents, of what our lives were supposed to look like and be. And we followed along as good little girls. And it was great. And now you have the opportunity to write this next chapter and what it looks like for you. Are you someone who's looking to start a business like I am? Are you someone who's looking to enjoy retirement? Are you someone who is going to look to figure out now your next steps one step at a time. What I can tell you is that your life is meant to shine. And if you're listening to me, I can guarantee that you found me for a reason, and that you're on the journey of bringing more joy into your day. All the people I follow, all the mentors I follow are now more than ever focusing on feeling good, taking inspired action from that. And it starts with tapping into the joy. What lights you up? What's something you maybe once did when you were younger that you want to go back to now? You put it to the side because you became an adult and you had other responsibilities and other people to take care of, and you were working hard. And now you can play more and take care of you more and enjoy life more. And when you focus on what lights you up, what brings you joy, what brings a smile on your face, what makes you feel happy, that's how you find your purpose in this next chapter of your life. And it may very well evolve. What you might do right this moment and this year might grow, or it might change down the line or over the years. And it's okay, because now we're growing and evolving and figuring things out. There's no right or there's no wrong. There's no direct path to take. It's a curvy, winding road. And it starts with changing your thoughts and focusing on your mindset, because that matters most. What you decide to think about, again, then produces how you feel, and then you take action from there. And that creates what's going on in your life. So what action, what you want to be joyful? What's going to light you up? Bring a smile on your face. Do that, and then see what comes from that to help you to move forward. This is how you embrace the changes that have been put upon you, maybe thrust upon you. And it's not about ignoring or not feeling sad or grieving. It's about having those moments and then letting those moments release and move forward and staying stuck in those moments, right? With a belief of a growth mindset, what's just one thing that you would like to do if you thought it was possible, if you thought you couldn't fail, if you thought that it would be okay? What would you try? What would you explore? What's one thing? Give yourself permission to get curious and to just start going in that direction. Like the example with me and the tech issues. The more I started diving in with the I'll figure it out, the more I started figuring things out. And you know what? That actually brought me a lot of joy and still does. So that's why I'm saying tap into what's going to bring you joy. As we finish here, before I go to work, I'm going outside because it's beautiful out. And being out in a beautiful sunny day brings such joy to me. Ladies, it's the simple things. It's not the big trips. It's the daily, simple, little things that you do that grow and add up if you choose. And I'm encouraging you to choose. Why? Because I believe in you. And I'm here for you. If I resonate with you, if you like what you hear, please like, share, subscribe, follow for more. Please share this with someone if you feel she can use this message of encouragement, because this just isn't inspiration. This is help to motivate you in tapping into your inner power, taking control of your life, and bringing in more peace. I will be with you next week. Until then, have fun and be well.